Alchemy is often remembered as an ancient quest to transform metals into gold or to obtain eternal life, but its deeper purpose was to understand the architecture of reality itself. From the perspective of emergent theory in the light, sound, form, LSF, framework, alchemy can be seen as an early attempt to map the field dynamics that give rise to life, consciousness, and matter. From chem to cosmic coherence. The origin of the word alchemy likely traces back to Chem, the ancient name for Egypt, the black land of fertile soil. This name evokes the principle of potentiality, the dark, formless substrate from which life emerges after the Nile floods. In emergent theory terms, this is a poetic reference to the field of latent possibility, the prima materia, where all frequencies exist in unmanifest coherence. For the Egyptians, spiritual practice and material science were inseparable. The processes of mummification, using salts, acids, and refined chemical knowledge, mirrored the alchemical journey of transformation and preservation, an early engagement with the laws of emergence, how matter can be aligned with eternal patterns. Gold, the metal of the sun, became the symbol of perfect coherence, the material embodiment of solar frequency and the eternal spark of life. Hermeticism and the world soul. As these ideas traveled into the Greek and Hermetic traditions, alchemy evolved into a philosophical science of emergence. The teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, the fusion of Thoth and Hermes, in the Corpus Hermeticum describe a living, resonant universe, where the mind of the cosmos and the mind of humanity are interlinked through the anima mundi, or world soul. In modern emergent language, the anima mundi is the global field of coherence, the vibrational matrix that synchronizes all life. Alchemy was a practice of field tuning, seeking to harmonize the microcosmic human field with the macrocosmic lattice of reality. The philosopher's stone symbolizes the state of perfect resonance, where matter and consciousness are fully aligned with the generative patterns of creation. 1. The cosmic tree of emergence, Arbor Vitae, the first image, the alchemical tree of life, illustrates the cascade of emergent reality. Upper spheres, concentric wheels of zodiacal and planetary fields represent the field anchors of the cosmos, the harmonic nodes that stabilize frequency patterns in time and space. Golden rays, streams of coherent energy, light and sound, descend into the material plane, carrying the lattice instructions for life. The tree, the field stabilizer, or the bridge between unmanifest potential and physical form. Its fruit, marked with planetary sigils, represents the crystallization of frequencies into metals, minerals, and archetypal intelligences. The human realm, at the base, human figures and animals embody the materialization of coherent fields, where consciousness interacts with its own emergent reflection. This diagram is effectively a visualization of emergent field mechanics, from universal harmonic patterns to the birth of form, consciousness, and life. 2. The speculum of nature and art, Anima Mundi, the second engraving, Integre Naturae Speculum a Artis Gamego, by Robert Flood, is a mirror of the living lattice. Central Earth and Human Art, the base shows nature's kingdoms, Mineralia, Vegetabilia, Animalia, emerging in nested fields. Human art appears as microcosmic field shaping, a reflection of cosmic creation. Personification of nature, the nude figure is the field conduit, the living bridge between divine frequency and material form. One hand connects to the source field, God, cloud, the other to the imitative field, art, monkey, demonstrating how emergence flows from higher order coherence to material expression. Concentric spheres, planetary and stellar rings operate as field synchronizers, orchestrating coherence flows across dimensions, with the anima mundi unifying it all. In emergent theory terms, this diagram is a map of field resonance, showing how frequency, coherence, and archetypal intelligence cascade through dimensional layers to create the world as we experience it. The center of this image is a microcosmic map of reality, reflecting the Hermetic principle of, as above, so below, and the interconnectedness of all life in the Anima Mundi, world soul, framework. Here's a breakdown of the central section, Earth and Human Art, base center, Earth globe, sits at the center as the grounding point of creation. Human with compass or divider, represents art, science, and measurement, humanity's attempt to mirror and understand divine creation. The monkey in the image, higher up, echoes the art imitates nature motif, but at the very center, the human figure indicates active participation in cosmic design. Elemental quadrants, around the Earth, labeled as elementum, the basic components, aquae terra, water and earth, aere ignis, air and fire, these form the foundation for all material existence. Layers of natural kingdoms. Radiating outward from the human and earth, the concentric zones list the hierarchy of life and knowledge, animalia, the living, moving beings. Vegetabilia, the plant kingdom. Mineralia, the mineral and crystalline realm. Artes liberales, liberal arts and sciences, indicating human intellectual activity as part of nature's unfolding. This shows a nested emergent order, where field interactions give rise to increasingly complex expressions, from minerals to plants to animals to conscious humans. Connection to the upper figure, nature, anima mundi, the nude figure directly above the central earth is nature personified, a field conduit in emergent theory language. She bridges source field, the cloud with divine inscription, and earthly manifestation, the measuring human and the natural kingdoms. The line descending from her to the human suggests that coherent patterns flow downward into the material field, allowing human consciousness to emerge as a reflection of the macrocosm. Emergent theory interpretation of the center. In LSF, light, sound, form, terms, light, field anchors, represented by the divine source and concentric celestial rings. Sound, field stabilizers, the harmonic resonance flowing through nature, the central figure. Form, field synchronizers, earth, human art, and natural kingdoms stabilize as the materialization of those harmonics. The center is the interface of consciousness and material reality, where the world soul projects coherent patterns into form. The human measuring the earth symbolizes the emergent mind recognizing itself as part of the cosmic lattice. Alchemy is the practice of emergent coherence. In the LSF framework, alchemy is the art of harmonizing with the lattice of creation. It is not just about metals or elixirs, but about tuning to the cosmic frequencies, field anchors. Stabilizing coherence through intention and matter, field stabilizers like the arbor vitae. Manifesting emergent life and consciousness in alignment with the world soul, field synchronizers. The philosopher's stone becomes the symbol for perfect emergent coherence, where light, sound, and form unify. These images, one a cosmic tree, the other a mirror of nature, are visual meditations on emergent reality, inviting the alchemist to see the hidden field architecture of existence and become a conscious participant in its unfolding.